Matt Makens here, just a different format to the Daily Shower today. Let me know what you think. I'm always taking your feedback and applying it to new videos, new formats, all kinds of different stuff. So thank you for everything. Here we go. Let's talk about the weather today.
Just a general setup here, still a very active Pacific Ocean, especially along the coast here of North America. There's a low spinning right in here, and that's throwing a tremendous amount of water vapor, a lot of humidity toward the coastal areas of California, inland California, Nevada, and Arizona, as well as northern Mexico as well. And that's leading to some of the flooding concerns. It's also going to become a wind event generator, and that's going to be a problem for the high plains. Notice how the moisture from that system gets up to about the continental divide and then dries off quickly. Just high clouds, very little production in terms of rain or snow here east of the Rockies. So the high plains in a dry pocket, despite how wet that system is off to our west. And let's take a look at kind of a recap here of some of the alerts that are in place. We do have a lot of flooding concerns out here in the southwest. So a lot of these issues from San Francisco to San Diego, stretching into Arizona, parts of Nevada also, are ranking within flash flood watches, flood warnings, flood watches, those kind of things. So too much water, all of us at once here across the southwest. Then you work into the pinks and purples, and that's winter storm alerts, and we'll talk about the snowfall totals in just a moment. Some will be quite impressive. Out over the high plains, however, look here from Denver and southward into Colorado Springs out toward Goodland. You see that area, you start to increase the risk of high winds as well as fire danger. And that goes all the way down to the south through Raton to close to Santa Fe, just east of Albuquerque, east of Socorro, out toward Alamogordo, and then stretching out toward Amarillo, Guymon to Garden City. This area has to watch out for very strong wind as we go into Wednesday. And with the wind, very dry conditions already with the drought in place, little moisture on the way. Fire danger will be extremely high. Very low humidity levels throw in that wind and could be problematic for any fire that sparks as we get into Wednesday into early Thursday morning. And looking at wind, I like to look at it, visualize it as wind gusts. So once a wind gust hits, it stays on the map. So it's a swath of wind gusts. As we go through the day today, through Wednesday into Thursday, I'll just scroll back and forth, and those warmer colors that pop up on the map, first off the California coast over the Pacific and then into California, then spreading across Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, Nevada, then eventually Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Those wind gusts are going to be topping 50 miles an hour once you hit that kind of yellow coloration and orange coloration. So a wind event moving through, that is spreading the rain and snow across the west and the high fire danger elsewhere. From a total moisture standpoint, looking at the southwest, we do have some notable areas of heavy precip, and that's why we do have some flooding concerns in these same areas. Coastal California, let's go over here, and we're going to see areas from really San Francisco all the way down to the south along all the coastal areas and inland with some high notable totals, 3 to 4, maybe even 5 inches, and that's going to be surrounding Los Angeles, the mountains out east of San Diego also. Broaden that view, and we do have flooding concerns throughout Nevada as well as Arizona. Getting into Arizona, this is total precip. This is not snow, but total precip. Right around Flagstaff, we're starting to hit around a 3-inch bullseye there, as well as down to the southeast. So a notable amount of water there. Utah into Colorado, at least for western Colorado, we have some notable pockets here, also approaching around 3 inches of total water or so. This is going to be mostly in the form of snow, As I broaden that map view out, the problem with the next few days is as we ramp up the wind, look how dry areas along I-25 and east are. So the high plains here, very dry already. Not really any precip on the way, and a wind event on the way. So fire danger will be quite high there in the high plains. System develops, gains a bit more traction as you look toward Oklahoma City, spreading toward St. Louis, on up toward Cincinnati and beyond. That swath of rainfall, 1.5 to 2 inches or so, as the system moves off to the east as we go throughout the next few days. Sadly for the high plains, mostly a wind producer, and surrounding us, some folks are catching too much water. I wish they could share. All right, I want to take a look at some of the snowfall totals on the way for the northern high plains here, South Dakota, North Dakota, into Minnesota, in northern sections of Wisconsin and Michigan. We do have snow on the way, but as you can see, we're kind of on the lower end of that scale. In some cases, 4 to 8. As you get a little bit closer to the lakes, you may come away with a 6 to 10 or right around a foot or so. As you look at the west, certainly the Cascades, stretching from near Seattle on down to the south, east of Portland, on down into southern Oregon. There's some swatches there which will reach 2 feet of snowfall. The notable stuff, like it has been for the vast majority of this winter season, cold season, I should say, winter is over, has been out in California. The Sierras closing in on another 4 feet of snowfall through Thursday. As we look down into Arizona, Flagstaff, remember that precip map I just showed you? Well, around Flagstaff, that's not a lot of that water coming down to snowfall. We're looking at 4 to 8, maybe 6 to 10. So some of that will be a rain-snow mix in a lot of cases surrounding Flagstaff, and the mountainous areas in southern Arizona is largely a rain chance. You see that bullseye near Cedar City? In southern Utah, there's another bullseye here in the San Juan, southwestern Colorado. These bullseyes are more than 24 inches, so more than 2 feet of snowfall on the way. Parts of Colorado will have near 4 inches, or 4 feet, I should say, as we go through Thursday. Some of the northern Rockies here of Colorado, and also the Wasatch Range outside of Salt Lake City, they're climbing to 2 feet, maybe slightly more, over the coming days.
And please don't forget to check out that video right there. We talk about the demise of La Nina. It's over. What's in store for the months ahead in that video?